The sheets are cut and stacked for later use. Enormous presses form the sheets into parts of the car's body. Roofs, side frames, and floor plates begin to appear. This machinery can produce more than 300,000 parts every day. Robots begin adding lighter elements to the new car. Whether welded, bolted, or glued, nearly 500 individual parts come together to form the skeleton of the car. The robots make over 5,000 welds on each body. Then the basic structure is ready for painting. Painting this car is especially challenging. It's made of steel, aluminum, and plastic. And yet the paint has to look the same, no matter what surface it goes on. First, the car is cleaned, and then rotated through the primer. The car is turned 12 times in various tanks, 12 somersaults that help give every spot an even coating. Putting a first layer on in this way ensures the car has a uniform base. It's also environmentally friendly. Rotation dipping significantly reduces the amount of waste and waste chemicals produced. Once the car is dried and cleaned, it receives a total of 4 coats of paint and enamel. Elaborate precautions are taken to prevent even a single grain of dust from getting on the car. This area of the factory is as clean as any operating room. There is no particular order in which the cars are produced. This 645 hardtop is going to be black, but the next car could be a completely different color. For the robots, switching colors is no problem at all. It takes 18 hours to finish the painting. What happens next is a bit of scientific magic. Lacquer, to give the car a brilliant shine, is applied as a powder. It's given a charge, like static electricity, to bind it to the car. The car is grounded and attracts the powder like a magnet. Very little powder is wasted. Any powder that doesn't stick to the car is recycled, pumped back, and reused. When it's applied, the lacquer is white, but when heated to 140 degrees centigrade, the powder turns clear. The color underneath shines through. When the body passes the critical eye of a painting specialist, it's sent down to the factory's assembly line. For the first time, the new BMW sports car is rolling through the factory. All the bugs have been worked out. Now, the company holds its breath to see if the public likes it. It's showtime for the new BMW sports car. For 2 weeks every September, the International Automobile Show in Frankfurt is the focus of the whole industry. BMW has just published the first official photographs of the new 645 Ci. Now the veil has finally been lifted completely. Both a convertible and a hardtop of this model have been designed, but so far just the hardtop is ready for the public. For the first time, thousands of journalists and visitors get a look at the real thing. It draws the public like a magnet. While it is popular, very few will be able to afford it. The new car costs about $100,000. Despite the price, many of these first models are already spoken for. In fact, the cars now rolling off the line at BMW factory are being shipped quickly all over the world. But after all the sophisticated technology used in building the basic car, human workers now become vitally important. The company has received special orders from customers who want to be at the front of the line. These workers make sure each car is finished in exactly the right way. They need about 20 minutes to install all the parts of the instrument panel. In all, more than 20,000 separate pieces come together to make the 645 CI. To keep the assembly line moving, supplies are constantly brought to each workstation. Computers monitor the progress of each and every car. Bigger sections, such as the axles, motors, and undercarriage, are brought to the car pre-assembled to help speed up construction. From Frankfurt, the new car is rolled into Malaga, Spain. Here, the 645 CI will be unveiled again, this time for reporters from car magazines, daily newspapers, and TV shows. The opinions formed today could be the difference between success or failure for the new car. After years of hard work, millions of dollars in designing and testing, what happens on this one day is critical. These journalists need to be impressed for the new car to take off. And there's only one way to really do it. Like the test drivers before them, the journalists need to get behind the wheel to form their opinions. As the first two take their car out, senior managers from BMW look nervously on.
You want in on that? Yeah. And you're zero, right? Yeah.
Back at the BMW plant, the workers don't have time to worry about reviews. It's their job to keep the cars rolling off the line so there will be enough to fill dealerships around the world. Once it gets to this stage, assembly takes just 12 hours. It's an incredible pace. But it only works now because it was tested and perfected during the months of trials and dry runs. Even when they're put together, the cars still don't leave the factory. Each vehicle rolls off the assembly line and over to the testing stations. The steering system is the first thing to be examined. A checklist is carefully followed. Every part of the car is tested once again. Without actually moving, the car is accelerated to 150 kilometers an hour. On the plant floor, the paint is polished and checked. Levers and buttons on the inside are tried once more. Managers walk the line to ensure nothing is missed. These cars are the result of more than 3 years of hard work.
This is a marvelous vehicle. It's nice to make a contribution to make it absolutely flawless.
With a final adjustment to the headlights, the car is on its way. In the course of production, it's been touched by more than 2,000 people here in the factory. Of course, the final test will come out in the real world. And for a car that's supposed to compete with Mercedes and Jaguars, the toughest market is the United States. A cold winter's day in Detroit. BMW's new sports car is having its premiere at the North American International Auto Show. Years of development, millions already spent in design and testing. The success of this car depends on how it's received right now.
World premiere here in Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, this, what will be revealed now, is a new interpretation of the ultimate driving machine.
First the hardtop and then the convertible are unveiled. For almost 4 years, this car has existed only as an idea. Drawings became clay models, then prototypes. The look of the car changing subtly along the way. And now, finally, the real thing. A car that was long awaited is now receiving praise and attention from around the world.
You just feel happy about it. I can't really say that I'm relieved because I always knew it would be a success. I'm happy the reaction has been so positive.
It's been like in a maternity ward. We may not have given birth to any children, but now I can imagine what it must be like.
Adrian Van Hooydonk designed the exterior, and what feels to him like another lifetime. This is the first time he's ever seen the car he created.
We've been looking forward to it for some years, some 3 years or so. Last I saw the car, it was in clay, and now to see it in metal and with a crowd around it, it's a good feeling. It's great. Everybody that worked on the car has been looking forward to this moment. Unfortunately, not everybody that worked on it can be here, so I feel quite good that I was able to be here and witness it firsthand. It's cool. What's also going to be cool is to see the car out on the road in its natural habitat. I'm looking forward to that.
Chris Bangle was in charge of the design, both inside and out. It began for him as a concept car, something that would never be mass-produced. But now, it's a reality.
It's the birth. It's a nice feeling like that. And we're kind of the mothers in that whole thing. Not the father, maybe. A lot of fathers. But maybe we're the mother of the whole process. And the 6 was born beautifully. Really came on really nice on the people. And when you think 4 years earlier, we showed the Z9 GT concept car and how radical that was then. And now, as a 6 Series, perfect. That's nice. That's a good feeling.
It's taken years to go from first idea to final product. The work of thousands of people, all focused on a single goal, the birth of a new sports car. Now there's nothing more they can do. The new BMW 645 Ci is on its own. What began as a mere watercolor drawing has come to life, to take its place in the history of BMW and on roads around the world.